You know, it's fitting now, especially with everything that's going on in the world. Have you ever been so stressed out you think, man, I just need to get the fuck away? Quiet countryside, no drama, just peace. Yeah, but if you're Kevin Bacon, you might not want to do that. Because in this movie, that Airbnb comes with trauma, time distortion, and a side of existential dread. Today we are diving into You Shoulda Left, a 2020 psychological horror thriller by Blumhouse, written and directed by David Copper. It's not your typical Hoppin' House flick. It's not. It's a mental labyrinth built from guilt, jealousy, and a man's collapsing reality. This motherfucker is fucked up. To give you like a reference of it, think of The Shining meets Inception, except the ghost is your conscience and the maze is your marriage. So before you book that peaceful getaway, make sure your past isn't tagging along, because in this house, the walls are fucking listening. This is the Duo's Corner Breakdown. Let's get it. Theo Conroy, played by Kevinus of the Bacon, is a retired banker with a spotless fucking resume with a messy ass conscience. His wife, Susanna, is a rising actress in the film industry, I'll say. I'll leave it there. And their marriage, let's just say, is a little bit more PR than peace. So, okay, they want to reconnect because they have a daughter. They want to have all that. They want to, hey, we love each other. Let's work on the marriage type shit. So they decide to rent an ultra-modern home in the Welsh countryside to reconnect. Great idea. What the fuck can go wrong? Well, from the jump, everything screams fucking wrong. The air's too still, the rooms are just too fucking big, and it's like 100,000 rooms in this motherfucker, and even the shadows seem like they moving around. It's like, what the fuck is going on? To give you like reference, have you ever walked into a house or a room or anywhere and it just feels off? Like the vibe is heavy, the air's fucked up, you get the heebie-jeebies all over you? That is this fucking place, okay? It wasn't just the bad vibes. The house, it reacted to Theo. It was like it already knew his secrets, his desires, like it knew everything. It was just crazy. But as I mentioned earlier, they had a daughter, Ella. Their daughter. She's not just background. No. She's MVP. Definitely sixth man of the movie, but you could argue MVP. She's the emotional compass of this film. And from the start, she feels what the adults ignore, which is so important. Her very first night there, she wakes up crying from a nightmare, saying she saw something in the house. Yes, of course, it's the creepy kitty setup. I saw something. But this time it meant something deeper. You had to really pay attention to this shit. Because soon after that, we learn everybody in that motherfucker is having bad dreams and nightmares. Theo mentions his nightmares all the fucking time. Susanna admits she has them too, though we never saw her shit. But the house doesn't haunt through ghosts, it whispers through their dreams. And the dreams are personalized messages of guilt, secrets, and innocence. That's them. Ella's are warnings. Susanna's is denial, and Theo's are punishment. Each one mirrors their inner state. This film was beautiful because it wasn't it's like there's no ghost, there's no bump in the night. It's like you're the fucking ghost. What you're hiding, your guilt, your fears, your worries, your concerns, the things you're not sharing. That's what happened here. And when I figured that out when I was watching it, I'm like, oh, this shit cold. So when Ella says, I don't like this house, it isn't a childish fear, it's the truth. Spoken by the only soul that's still pure enough to feel it, to where she like, I'm not fucking with this, because she's feeling their guilt and their anxiety, and that's hitting her, and she like, we gotta get the fuck up out of here. So we gotta get into, okay, you probably like, well, what the fuck is Theo guilty about? What's going on? So Theo is carrying something heavier than them suitcases. Years ago, his first wife drowned under suspicious circumstances. Now the courts cleared him, over with, but the guilt doesn't care about no fucking verdicts. It follows him all the way there. So that's where the journal comes in. Each night he writes, trying to anchor himself to control his emotions. But soon after he got there, the damn thing started writing back. He opens and sees notes: "You should have left. Later, you should have left." Same handwriting, his handwriting, but he doesn't recall writing it. Dude, this is classic dissociation psychosis. The mind fractures to protect itself. The mind is so amazing in what it can do. The journal becomes a battleground of his subconscious, begging him to face what he buried. The journal just isn't therapy anymore. It is the haunting itself. Every line he writes is another wall closing in. And you can see the spiral. Jealousy over Suanna's text, paranoia, bursts of anger. The journal is supposed to keep him sane, but it's the proof he's losing control. Then the house starts bending reality. Now, this is where, me personally watching the film, I didn't know if that was just his psychosis that was creating this because, he was kind of fracturing at this point, or were there some supernatural part of the house. So rooms didn't measure right. It's an important thing to say. When he went to down to the town and shit to get some food, it was this weird ass old dude and gave him a fucking protractor or whatever the fuck to just measure the house. So he started measuring, and the angles make no fucking sense. Hallways stretched, clocks lie, time was all over the fucking place. You didn't know what the fuck was going on. And the hallucination started. Like figures gliding through the hallways, shadows moving with nothing else does, reflections staying too fucking long. It's like, what the fuck is happening? And the mirror scene. Now, this one, my rule is if you make me have to rewind some shit and say, hey, what the fuck was that? That means I was in there. So the mirror scene, he turns away, but his reflection kept staring at him. This is not a monster. This is denial made visible. And that's not just horror, it's symbolism. The reflection is a version of Theo who's never left that bathroom years ago when his wife drowned. The house becomes a map of guilt, geometry twisted by regret, every hallway a memory, every wrong angle a moral fracture. The brilliance of this movie, it just doesn't chase you with scares, it traps you within yourself. The house doesn't haunt, it waits. Now, eventually, everything caves in. The shit hits the proverbial fan. Theo confesses. He didn't just watch his wife die, he let it happen. Basically, his wife took too many of the candies, got in the bathtub, she passed out, and she just ended up slipping underneath the water and she drowned. He saw this live, and she was not the greatest person on the planet, and that was his escape. And the reason why he's like he should have left, he just should have left her, but he stayed. But the fact that he watched her die is that guilt that chases him to this day. So that means the house, the journal, the reflections are all leading him here. This isn't divine punishment, it is self-adulterated justice. He stays behind. He decides to stay behind to let Suanna and Ella escape. And Theo becomes the shadow we saw in the window. The watcher, the trapped conscience. You should have left was more than just a warning to flee the house. It was a plea to flee the guilt, and he never did. You Should Have Left isn't just a ghost story, it's a guilt story. The scariest hauntings come from within. Every wall in that house is made of denial. Every door opens up into a new memory. The real horror isn't supernatural, it's psychological imprisonment. That loop you can't break because you won't admit what you put there. And that is why Ella matters. She's the only one who leaves unscathed. The last honest thought Theo ever had before his consciousness sealed the door. She's innocence escaping the storm. Proof that even in the wreckage of guilt, purity can still walk out alive. So the next time your thoughts echo like footsteps down a hallway, maybe it's not the house creaking, maybe it's something inside trying to be heard. And if your reflection starts staring back too long, yeah, it's time to turn the lights on. This is the Duo Corner where stories come alive, ideas ignite, and every opinion matters. We'll see you in the next one.